everybody, thank you for joining me. So we're here again with the YouTube layout hop, and this month is being sponsored by the Maker Deli, and all links will be down below, and the links to the other ladies in the hop will be listed down below as well. So our challenge this particular month was to use washi tape. So for the layout that I'm using, I cut out my 3 layers and did a punched edge, and then these are the washi tapes that I'm using. And what I did was I attached them to white cardstock, so that way they would have a little bit of white peeking through, and I'm using them as my gold accent on my layout. And I'm going to start by placing this gold one here underneath the very last layer. And anything that hangs off, I'm just going to trim down the edge. Then this one goes on top. And I realized at the very end that I put glue on the wrong side. I didn't even realize it until, I want to say I was getting ready to take my pictures. But this particular one was supposed to be, I want to say it was this one. Let me look here. Actually, the one in the middle was supposed to be flipped, so it would have the back side of the pattern paper and it would have a little bit more definition. I couldn't understand why it seemed like it was all blending because I was using the same pattern paper and I wasn't even thinking. And then the last little piece, the washi tape, I'm putting on the very top. And then we're going to attach the entire thing to the very top of the 12 by 12 layout here. And I have to say, this has been so much fun being a part of this, but this particular challenge, I was fighting with it all month long. I couldn't think of how I wanted to use the washi tape. I'm not a big washi tape user, so it definitely took me out of my comfort zone. So I decided I wanted to do this selfie with the pocket card that says moments, which I'm going to use for writing or journaling at a later date. I don't always journal on camera because I don't like my handwriting. So I'd rather just leave a spot where if I want to go back and, fill something out, I can, or, will still look okay if it's blank, because I do have tendencies of not journaling because I just don't like my handwriting. I think it's pretty and then I write on it and I'm like, oh, it's horrible. So dramatic. Okay, so we're just going to put some glue down on the side that doesn't have adhesive, and then I'm going to lay this down and start figuring out where I wanted to put the different stripes of washi tape. So all these pieces down here on the bottom that I'm going to kind of stagger and put at different spots. They're different lengths. Some are shorter, a little bit longer. And I'm just moving them around, just like kind of how they are on the sketch itself. And then while I had to take a quick break, sorry about the little cut there, but I put a lot of the different things that I was interested in using onto some wax paper. And I'm going to start layering everything down, so that way I can start adding my decorative pieces. And at this point, I knew where about I was putting my card here and the photo. And I realized when I pressed it down, I was like, oh, I forgot to mat my photo. And I go through that. Like sometimes I want to mat, sometimes it just, obviously this was not meant to be matted because I didn't even hesitate. I totally pressed that down. So now I'm just kind of laying things, trying to figure out the exact area where I want to put it. And then the one piece up at the top, it says blessed, and I knew I wanted to put that up there, but I kind of wanted the flower to be on the photo. And since the photo is on foam, I knew I was going to have to put a piece of foam on sort of like the flag end, so that way it would be nice and even. So I'm gonna lay that there and then figure out where I'm putting some of the flowers. I knew I wanted to put Be a Light down there on the bottom left. And I'm just slowly adding the different things. Now for these butterflies that I'm using, I do trim down a little bit next to where the body is on the top and the bottom. So that way if I want to lift up the ends and have it have a little dimension, I can, and it doesn't look weird, like I'm bending the butterfly weird. And I'm still laying them down. I have some of these sort of like, I guess there would be like enamel buttons. They're just really flat. And then I have the buttons with the wooded, going around the wood accent. And then I'm using some of these, they're a little bit like 3D butterflies. They're really pretty. And I decided to not use the really big butterfly, but the one that I kind of trimmed down, I'm going to put that one over on the left by the Be the Light. And anything that I find that's not really sticking well, I'm just going to lift it up and put it down. And then I'm also going to be using some of these clear stickers. I like the little X's. I think they make little accents, nice little accents here and there. And I use them 3 times. I think there's one that has like just a single X. And then I wanted to use some of the paint splotches. Put it underneath where the blessed is sticking out, so that way it's not, you know, showing too much. And then as I go to different sections, if I find something, I just put it down. Now this pink one, in hindsight, when I put it down, I was thinking it was going to be like the other two, where they're a little bit more subtle. I didn't realize that the pink was going to be so like, wow, in your face. So at the end, I do wind up moving the butterfly right next to it and it to go slightly together. And then that way, it's kind of cleared up and it doesn't look like I made a boo-boo on the right hand side. If I don't have that in the pictures, I do apologize, but I do wind up moving that in the very end. So right now I'm looking through some of these sort of like thickers. They're like enamel words. They're not foamy. They got a little bit of a shine to it. And I was thinking of using it for one of my title for the layout, and nothing was really working. So I grabbed some thickers, different type of puffy letters. That's what I was looking at right there. But then I grabbed these puffy thickers. They're like foam, and I'm looking through because I like that it's sort of like a rose gold color, because some of the gold is more traditional color gold. There was some rose gold or copper almost in the butterflies, so I was like, you know what, this will be good. It'll tie it, you know, kind of all together. So I'm laying down some of the circles, and the flowers, I'm gonna put some of the random circles from the thicker sheet. I'm using some of the sort of like diamond sparkle image, and then I think that's it. I was going to grab one of the stars, but I decided not to. So now that that's done, I'm going to cover up my photo, and after my photo is covered, I'm going to go ahead and do some splatters. And you guys know I love to splatter. So this time, instead of using 3 colors, I wind up using 4. And I'm going to tell you why. On this particular paper, I did not use any gesso, okay? So when you don't use gesso on your paper, the liquid sucks in quicker, okay? So on some of the colors, they just sort of fade it back. So I knew I wanted to do the white, so I did it first. And then I have the Heidi Swap Navy Color Shine. I also used the gold Color Shine. And then I used the Black Soot distressing. And because the pattern itself is kind of busy, you can see all the splatters, but it doesn't stand out like a crazy mess. It's just nice accents kind of all the way around. And I really like how it turns out. And by using the Color Shine Gold, it ties in another version of that yellow gold, which matches the washi tape that we used, or that I used on it. And then this is the last little bit, the black soot. And then we're going to call it done, which ties in the black hash mark stickers that I used. It'll tie those in on the layout. So there's the final project. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this hop. Definitely take a look around. There are some really great talents that are, in this whole hop. Make sure that you subscribe and you leave a comment down below, because I'm sure if there's a giveaway, they're going to be pulling from our different comments. So you'll want to be in the drawing. Make sure you leave a comment down below, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great day.